Today, we have outsourced our math to Microsoft Excel. We have outsourced our grammar to Word. We have outsourced our research to Google. And we have outsourced our thinking, our contemplation, even our creativity to various AI tools. In today's VUCA world, a world of volatility, unpredictability, complexity, and ambiguity, there is a dire need to cultivate the unique endowment, the unique ability that we all have, the power of contemplation. Unfortunately, intelligent beings are becoming more and more artificial, and artificial things are becoming more and more intelligent. Therefore, we need to reclaim our unique ability, our ability to contemplate. We need to reclaim our unique ability, our ability to reflect, our ability to contemplate. Only when we contemplate, only when we bring a meaningful gap between stimuli and our reaction through contemplation, we can transform reactions into actions. Otherwise, without contemplation, we don't act, we only react. We all have become programmed to behave in certain ways. We have all become bundles of conditioned reflexes. Conditioned reflexes that are constantly triggered by stimuli, by people, situations, events into predictable outcomes of behavior. How do we get out of this programming? How do we stop being programmed machines? How do we stop reacting and start acting? Right actions can only be done when we are rooted in contemplation. Only when we contemplate on the ultimate reality, only when we deeply reflect on our true identity, on the purpose and meaning of life, our true nature of the Creator and the creation, and our relationship between the relationship that we have with our Creator and this creation. Only when we contemplate on these profound facts, we can really fulfill the mission of our life. The Brhadāranyaka Upanishad reveals a secret to reclaim our inner world. It reveals a secret to attain our ultimate destination. It gives us a very simple yet profound process, a process which assures us to take to our ultimate destination. Atmavare drashtavyaha shrotavyaha mantavyaha nididhyasitavyaha. A profound formula. Now it's quite fascinating to reflect on how this particular declaration gets revealed in the Upanishad. One of the most important personalities in Brhadāranyaka Upanishad is the illustrious Rishi, Yajnavalkya. Yajnavalkya was the son of Brahmarata Yajnavalkya and Sunanda. Sunanda happened to be sister of Vaishampayana, and Vaishampayana, we all know, is the disciple of the illustrious Vedavyasa. Yajnavalkya was also the seer, the rishi of Shukla Yajurveda. Maitreyi was Yajnavalkya's wife. Maitreyi was the daughter of one of the ministers in the kingdom of Mithila. Maitreyi was very beautiful, very noble, very virtuous. She had a brilliant mind. She had a beautiful mind. She was enamored. She fell in love with Yajnavalkya because of the wisdom that he possessed. And she wanted to marry him. Yajnavalkya was also pleased with Maitreyi, and possibly it was the first time in human history that a wedding was arranged founded on the thirst for knowledge, the thirst for wisdom. Maitreyi Brahmana is one of the important, significant chapters in Brhadāranyaka Upanishad. This chapter captures the fascinating dialogue between Yajnavalkya and his wife Maitreyi. Possibly, this conversation between Yajnavalkya and Maitreyi is the most inspiring conversation to have ever taken place in the history of humankind between a husband and his wife. After a long, happy married life, Yajnavalkya decided to renounce the world, to renounce the worldly way of life and living as was the custom that prevailed during those times. And he approached Maitreyi and offered to pass on whatever wealth that he possessed. Maitreyi immediately asked him a very interesting question. Will this wealth that you are offering me, will this bring me immortality? Yajnavalkya answered, no. Maitreyi continued to question, will all wealth that is available on this planet, when all the wealth that is put together, will that wealth help me achieve immortality? Yajnavalkya was pleased with the line of questioning, and he once again answered no. Maitreyi then responded, what is the use of any wealth if it cannot help me conquer death? What is the use of any wealth if it cannot help me attain immortality? Hey Yajnavalkya, give me that wealth that assures immortality. Give me that wealth that shall empower me fulfill the mission of my life. A pleased Yajnavalkya then started to give a brilliant exposition on ultimate reality. What ensued was a conversation between Maitreyi and Yajnavalkya that is celebrated as Maitreyi Brahmana in the Brhadāranyaka Upanishad. It is during this conversation that Yajnavalkya makes a profound declaration. Atmavare drashtavyaha, shrotavyaha, mantavyaha, nididhyasitavyaha. A process for a transformative journey. A transformative journey of knowing and doing and eventually experiencing, realizing and attaining one's ultimate destination. Shrotavyaha. mantavyaha, nididhyasitavyaha, drashtavyaha. A very simple yet profound step-by-step process that helps humanity to journey on the blissful pathway to attain one's eventual destination, the ultimate goal, the goal of all goals, the destination of the Supreme Being. This spiritual journey has to necessarily begin with the foundational step. The first step, Shrotavyaha. Shrotavyaha means hearing, listening. The second step is Mantavyaha, recollecting, reflecting. Nididhyasitavyaha, meditating, contemplating. And finally, Drashtavyaha, the vision of the ultimate reality. Shrotavyaha, hearing, listening to the Shastras. Hearing spiritual wisdom is the heart of healing and true learning. Shrotavyaha, listening, is so very foundational, so very fundamental. The beginning of every spiritual journey has to begin with Shrotavyaha. Our spiritual journey begins with, is sustained by, and is consummated by deep, devoted, consistent learning. Therefore, the very first step in the process of realizing ultimate reality is Shrotavyaha. Shrotavyaha then has to lead to Mantavyaha, recollection, reflection. It is so very important that we need to constantly reflect and recollect whatever we learn through the process of Shrotavyaha, active listening. Active listening has to be adequately complemented by reflection and recollection. Happiness in life comes not by collecting the material. Happiness comes by recollecting the spiritual. We need to constantly reflect and recollect. Reflect on our true identity. Reflect on our relationship with the Supreme Being. Only in that recollection and reflection can we actually make any progress on the spiritual pathway. So therefore, Shrotavyaha must lead to the second important step of Mantavyaha. When there is constant Shrotavyaha and constant Mantavyaha, then one gets empowered for the next step, Nididhyasitavyaha. Meditation, deep contemplation. And when there is deep contemplation, then that leads to the final step of Drashtavyaha, the glorious vision. One acquires the eyes of knowledge. One acquires the eyes of knowledge to see the ultimate reality. One acquires the eyes of knowledge to see the Supreme Being Krishna. One acquires the eyes of knowledge to see Krishna's benevolence at work all the time, to see his boundless, unconditional love. The process of Shrotavyaha, Mantavyaha, Nididhyasitavyaha, leading to Drashtavyaha, equips us with a unique vision, a glorious vision, to see Krishna, the Paramatma, in everything, and see everything in Krishna, the Purushottama.